Good morning, everyone. Let us discuss Chapter 3 Human Development from the book India, People and Economy. So far, we have discussed two chapters like population, distribution, density and growth, and migration. Right? So, today we will start discussing human development. And in this chapter, there are a few topics like what is human development in India, then we will discuss indicators of economic attainments, then we have indicators of a healthy life, then the another topic is indicators of social empowerment, then we have human development index, what is human development index and how is it in India, and at last we will discuss about population, empowerment and development, right. Let us discuss the first topic today, what is human development? Human development is a process of enlarging the range of people's choices, increasing their opportunities for education, healthcare, income and empowerment, and of course covering the full range of human choices from a sound physical environment to economic, social and political freedom. Okay? This is what the definition of human development. Now, thus you can say that enlarging the range of people's choices is the most significant aspect of human development, right. People's choices may involve a host of other issues, but living a long and healthy life, to be educated and have access to resources needed for a decent standard of living, including political freedom, right, then guaranteed human rights, okay, and personal self-respect are considered some of the non-negotiable aspects of human development, right. Now, the primary aim of development is the well-being of the people, which means development in economic, social and cultural spheres. The United Nations Development Program UNDP published its first Human Development Index, in which year? In 1990, in which human development was defined as the process of enlarging people's choices, right. The most important elements of human development are long and healthy life, proper education and decent standard of living. On the other hand, political freedom, guaranteed human rights and various ingredients of self-reliance and self-esteem are the additional choices. Okay? Then, human development is a process of widening. In other words, we can say that human development is a process of widening people's choices as well as raising the level of well-being. Okay? Then, human development must be human oriented. This is what very important, that development must be human oriented. In other words, development must be woven around people, not people around development. Okay? And the objective of human development, in other words, we can say that the objective of human development is not to help the rich or protect the few selected people or countries, okay, in setting up of industries, right. But economic development also does not mean creating more haves and have-nots. It does not mean to leave folk to their fate and commit suicide when unable to support their family, nor does it mean creating conditions where a few people can buy goods and others are unable to do so. It means that we have to focus on everyone's choice. We have choice as well as we have to provide all facilities and we have to provide the facilities to each and every one in the country. Okay, it is not. It should not be focused only on few people. Right? So, this is very important as far as human development is concerned. Now, there are great disparities. Okay? There are great disparities in the quality of life of people in villages, towns and cities. Don't you agree with this? I think you should agree on this, that great disparities in the qualities of life of people in the villages, towns and cities, isn't it? As far as their economic activities, medical facilities, and then their standard of living, social and cultural, network, all these are different from towns and cities as far as the villages are concerned, right? All these are different in villages, towns and cities, right? So these disparities, and you can see easily, you can notice these disparities, okay, are visible to any newcomer from a village to a city. In some parts of cities one finds green parks, scenic beauty, right, and tall buildings, then industries, right. The number of facilities are here in cities and towns, whereas, or you can say, while other places there are vast areas of squatter developments, squatter settlements, and nearby ugly, foul smelling garbage dumps, right, and being sifted by young children, isn't it? But there are two faces of a city compel one to think, right? Does development produce rich or poor? No, 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 it's not like that. Development means that development should take place even for the poor people, right? Development should be for poor as well as for rich. Let us think over and understand these strange paradoxes. Of the many paradoxes of life, paradox of development is most noteworthy. It may so happen that an individual, are you getting me? Okay, I think I'm not very fast. I'm just trying to make you understand that development should not only focus on the rich people, or it should not focus on a group of people, but it should be for everyone, right? So it may be happen that an individual or nation may develop or make progress more quickly than others. It is not necessary, while resources are available everywhere, but how the resources are being utilized and exploited, that may vary from one country to another on the basis of technological advancement. If I am not mistaken, and if I am not wrong, then the rate of development may take place on the availability of the on the basis of the technology which is available in the different countries. It may also happen that the development may cause great ecological damage and the world may not have seen anywhere so far. But it is of course that we are developing our country, we are developing our nation, but we are neglecting, we are ignoring the pollution, we are ignoring our environment, we are ignoring our mother earth. That's why you can see the change everywhere. Change in which sense? Climatic change, isn't it? But we should focus on sustainable development, right? Anyways, so what is here, that it may also happen that the development may cause great ecological damage that the world may not have seen anywhere so far. And it is not only true, but two countries, the quality of life is different in different areas and groups of people of a country. Even in your country, that you can see, we have the rural areas, we have the poor areas, and you can also see that we have the mega cities, we have the million plus cities, right, towns. So what do we see? That the people living in these areas are different, they have the different lifestyle, their activities, their economic activities are also different. Within the same country, or in the same country, you can see that there is a variation. One region or one state has developed a lot, while on the other hand, the other state is yet to develop. While all the states have, for all these states have the resources available, but how they have developed, how they have the rate of development and the rate of exploitation may vary from one state to another, right? So this is what given here. Now there is a basic difference between economic growth and human development. While human while economic growth is primarily concerned with the increase in income, okay, income, and human development embraces the growth is primarily concerned with the human development embraces the widening of all aspects of human life, that is your economic, social, cultural or political, right. So there is a difference between economic growth. Economic growth may be for a person, for an individual, right, whereas human development, that has to take place for everyone. Okay. Then although economic growth is essential for human development, do you agree with this? How is it so? Economic growth, if a person is economically sound, then you can say he or she can attain all those they can cover all those areas as far as the education, health care, these two, basically these two are concerned. They can go for these areas, right. They can avail the facilities. Okay. So it is of although economic growth is essential for for human development, as I just said, and it is the use of income and not income itself. It is the use of income and not income itself. How you whatever or how much you are earning, you have to invest it in different fields, right. And so itself, which is decisive in expanding human choices, right. So the real wealth of a country is its people, and the main aim of human development should be the enrichment of human life, not simply the economic growth. Though both of these, economic growth is a part of human development, but at first you have to grow, or so you have to concentrate mainly on economic growth. I mean, how to increase this, right, how to increase, then after the automatically human development will take place. Generally speaking, the development is freedom, right. Development is freedom, and this question on and often asked in board exams, that development is freedom, right. Explain this. Well, development and freedom are often associated with modernization, okay, leisure, comfort and affluence. And in the present day world, computerization, industrialization and efficient transport and communication network, large education system, advanced and modern medical facilities, safety and security of individuals, etc., are considered as the symbols of development. Understood? What are those parameters? Like industrialization, urbanization, efficient network of transport, communication, large education system, modern medical facilities, right, and security, safety and securities of individual. All these are considered as the system of symbols of development. But level of development is measured with respect to the availability and access to those modern things. Okay, not necessarily we have considered these parameters, but it is beyond the reach of poor people. So how development has taken place? I don't agree that development has taken place. Of course it has taken place, but it is not for everyone, right. But this is only one sided view of development. Okay, this is only one side of development, and one side of development which is often called the Western or Eurocentric view of development, right. And for a post-colonial country like India, colonization, marginalization, social discrimination and regional discrimination, disparity, etc., show the other face of development. We cannot balance, although we are trying to balance, but the thing is that once we were colonized by British, by other French and Portuguese, Dutch, and then we have a large section, we have the large marginalized section, and there is a social discrimination in our country, right, and there is a regional disparity, and these are the other phase of development. So how can we say that development has taken place, right? Well, lack of development, or you can say that in India, development is a mixture of opportunities as well as neglect and deprivation. Okay, few people in urban areas are enjoying all the facilities of modern life, while on the other hand, vast humanity living in rural and urban slums do not have even the basic amenities of life. So, how can we say that development has taken place? Right? Well, up today, that's all for today's topic. What is human development? I'll continue tomorrow. Good day.